Okay, so I'm moving shortly, and I figured it would be cool to take you on a quick tour of my room. And it's been set up this way for the past like 5 years or so, but the decor hasn't really changed in a lot longer than that. I've had this bedroom suite for quite a while, and I figured we'll just go in there and take you on a quick tour because when I move, I'm getting a brand new bed, brand new paint job, brand new everything. It's going to be a completely different setup. So in about a month or so, I'll take you on a quick tour of my new room setup and everything. But for now, I thought it would be fun to take you on a quick tour of how I've had my room set up since like middle school. So let's get in there and check it out. Okay, so this has basically been how my room has been set up since middle school. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of walk around and talk about some of this stuff now real quick and just show you kind of the method behind the madness and explain some of the significance of each of these pieces back that way. So one of the first things is actually hidden right behind the door, and that would be this board right here. This has a few memorable pieces on it that I have held on to for a few years. One of which is this little badge right here that I got at summer camp in 2013 at Camp Kalakwa. It's a place that I used to go all the time, and it was really, really cool. And it's always been on display right here, so I've just kept it there for years. It's been, what is it, going on 5 years since I got this, and it's always been right there from the day I got back from camp until today. It's been sitting right there on that red pen ever since I got this little necklace thing while I was up there. And it was because we had to do this competition where you built a raft in the water and you had to swim it back and forth, and whoever got it done fastest won. And I'll never forget swimming back and forth, and I'm a fast swimmer. I swam the raft back and forth over and over and over for the team, and we ended up winning, and I was super proud of myself and the team, so I've always just kept that up there. It was kind of like a little reminder thing of how cool it was and how hard work can pay off. Dropping down a tier right here, this is my room key from the Omni Hotel in San Antonio, Texas. Me and my friends, actually, a couple of my friends do this too. If they have a good time at a hotel, they'll actually take the room key. That's not a good idea, don't do that, but yeah, we have a couple room keys. That I'm not really sure where that came from, but I've always had that on display. It's been on display, I think, since I lived in Indiana. I could be wrong, I really don't know how long I've had that, but I've had it for quite some time. The next piece of little memorabilia in here is this airport Lego set up here. It's one of the few Lego sets that I intend to move with me. I hardly use Legos, but this Lego set was actually really, really hard to get my hands on. I had to search everywhere to find this because when I bought it, it was totally discontinued, so I'm really happy to have it. Let me go ahead and give you a little close-up on it. It was like one of the coolest things. The cockpit was a fairly decent sized thing, but I always thought it was so neat. Like up here in the first class, they have a little like TV screen and the chairs like swivel around and stuff, and you come back here and it's just like the regular spot. And in the very, very back you have like the stewardesses stuff, and it even comes with a little cart for them to like bring you the drinks and stuff on. I don't know, I always just thought this plane was really, really cool. So anyway, that's the plane, and I always thought it was like one of the coolest things, but the airport is actually really neat too. So I'm gonna pull the airport down and show you it as well. This is the airport, and I just had to have this thing because of this little jet bridge. I had just flown on a plane for the very first time when I got this airport, and it had this jet bridge, and the new airport on the market at the time didn't have that. So I pretty much wanted this purely for the fact that it had the jet bridge like you board a plane on. But it was always kind of cool inside too, and this little baggage claim section kind of works like a real one. So as you spin this around and then up here at the top, there's like a little control tower section, and this guy's on a little spinny chair with his computer, and I don't know. I like this set. Now then, this right here is another little bit of history. I got this about the time the iPhone 3G came out back in 2008. So this is a pretty old little iHome dock. In fact, it's so old that it still uses the old iPhone connector. You even remember these? I bet there's some people watching this video that haven't even seen an iPhone with that port. Anyway, so on here I've got my iPod Nano. This is the one with the little camera on it. They don't even make these. They actually don't even make the iPod Nano anymore. But this was probably the coolest iPod ever made, and it's red. Just like just about everything else in this room. I love the color red, so I had to have one of these when I saw them come out. This was one of my first portable cameras. So when I would go places, I was making videos on these all the time, and they were like garbage little videos. The camera's not even good by today's standards. It was great for me at the time, because it was like my segue into being able to film stuff. And I really enjoyed this back then in the good old days of Apple. Back here is one of my first Apple TVs. This is the second generation of the Apple TV. I have the second one in here, then I bought the third gen, and now it's in the office, and the newest one is out in the living room. And then this TV right here is my grandpa's TV, and my TV moved into the office to be used as a computer monitor, but I really do like this TV, and it's always just kind of lived right here beside the iHome and made its nice little TV stand presence right over here. If you drop down to the floor, this right here is a little theater stage that I had to build my freshman year of high school, and it is designed to the exact dimensions of the stage at River Ridge High School. And the interesting part about this is now the theater that I work at. So this is a scale model of the theater that I currently work at. Here is a scale model of the mausoleum scene from the Phantom of the Opera. It's kind of old and fallen apart, but now you can see in here, at one point this did touch the ground, I think, but it's the graveyard scene from Phantom of the Opera. And then right here is actually a really cool possession of mine. This was given to me as a gift for my senior year. It was a graduation present, and it's really cool because it's like a blanket that just highlights everything that I was a part of. So it's got my name down here across the bottom of it, and then some of the roles that I played. So I've got Sky Masterson on there from playing in Guys and Dolls. And then if we go up here, I've got where I was on the homecoming court my freshman year. That's a fun story. I didn't even know what the homecoming court was. That's a story I should tell one day in a future video. If you're interested in that story, let me know. Anyway, and it's got Guys and Dolls, one of the shows I was in. Critics' Choice, when I won a couple Critics' Choice Awards for Thespians. Stars was one of the songs that I sang. I've got FBLA on here. I did that a couple times, and then my troop number from Thespian, Troop 5031. And then up at the top, the school I went to along with the year graduated is all up here, as well as the mascot, which was the Knights. And then it's all on River Ridge colors, which is purple, silver, and in this case, white. Now, climbing up here towards the ceiling is something, again, custom made for a theater project. This was made for my senior year. This is as close of a replica as I could make to the Phantom of the Opera chandelier. And if you don't know what that looks like, it looks like this. Anyway, so this was, a pretty good job of making this on a budget. The whole thing is on my YouTube channel if you want to see the project. It's linked down below in the description. You can see my 30-minute production of the Phantom of the Opera, but this was the chandelier that I used at the Overture and the chandelier crash. Still in fully operable and hangable condition. Then right here I have my mini fridge, and for some reason I have always just had this little fridge in my room. I love having this mini fridge. It's usually stocked with stuff, but I'm actually going to be taking it out of my room right when this video is over, so it's empty at the moment, aside of a couple items. Then right here, this magnet was given to me by my boss. He went to Italy and he brought this back for all of the crew members, so we kind of got that. When he returned, he brought everybody a magnet, and I picked that one. And then over here are some magnets that look like iOS icons from iOS 6, so that's these good old icons from the old days of iOS. And that brings us over here to this. So the theme in the room has kind of shifted to an Apple state. So I've got some iOS emoji pillows. This one's actually a squeaky toy, but it was really cool and it just kind of tied everything together. So I use it like a pillow, but it's really meant for your dog to chew on. And then I have the Apple pillows up there that just have all these really neat designs in them. It's nice and colorful and like a paint splattery look. I really, really love these pillows. Anyhow, with that being said, that concludes the tour of the bedroom. Oh, and here's one more last little thing from this room that's always been important. This is a signed picture of myself when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, I think. One or the other, I'm not sure which one. I think it's the 4th grade. And I had my grandparents sign it when they left Florida to go back to Indiana. And I wasn't sure when I was going to see him again, so this has always just kind of been special. It might even be one of the last official pictures I have printed of them. So I've just kind of kept it, and it's always been right here. It wasn't there in the tour because I didn't know where it was, and I'm kind of already in the process of tearing the room apart, and I found it, and I was like, that needs to go in the video. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.